Within the last lesson, we looked at how we're going to actually we came up with our wireframe for what we want the website to look like. And again, this is a great starting point for any website. Before you actually begin doing any code, you should actually have a written out or a drawn out plan of what you want to do and what you want to accomplish. And this is going to help you work towards that and create it a lot quicker than if you were to be working off the top of your head. So again, this is the type of structure we're looking at. So we're going to have a head area, navigation, left-hand column, and then a right-hand column and a footer area. And then we can also add in the rest of these elements at a later point as well. So we want to create a basic template that we can reuse over and over again within our websites, and this is a really good structure to begin with. So opening up Notepad again, what I've done here is I've created a typical style CSS page. And the good thing, the idea of creating separate CSS pages is that you can actually link to that one CSS file throughout all of your website. And then if you do make some changes within the website, you don't have to actually go on every single HTML page and update the CSS. So that's the whole idea of actually linking out to a separate source file for styling and as well for JavaScript. And of course, there's 3 different ways to bring CSS on your page. So you can actually type in the CSS as an HTML tag and close style. So this can actually hold all of your CSS. And then as well, when we get into the different elements, the page elements, you can actually apply styling right to that element directly. So we're going to show you that in the upcoming lessons as well. So I'm going to just simply remove that out, and I want to actually just link out to my style sheet. And so what it's called style sheet type, and here is where we indicate the type of content it again is going to be. So this is again for the browser in order to determine what type of content we're expecting. And then we do an href. So this is the same way that we do actual links within our HTML code, and then we just type the location of the resource, so the URL of the resource. And because this is going to be located on the same directory, it's just going to be style.css. But if I was actually linking out to a file somewhere else on the internet, I could be very well linking out to HTTP and then the domain and then where the file is located. And so I'm just going to close this off. And there's one thing to note here, that when we're looking at this, you might realize that, okay, well, all of these other HTML tags we've been opening and closing, but this particular one, because it's going to hold all of the attribute information within the actual tag, we're not actually opening and closing. And there's going to be actually no content that's going to be between these tags. So these are not content tags, they're attribute tags, and they hold all of the information that the browser is going to need within this particular one tag as attributes in the tag. And that's going to be an important difference between the 2 different types of HTML tags. So now when I go over here, I can actually link to the CSS. So I can do something like background, or maybe I can do background color. So we're going to also get into this later on, all the differences. And I can do red. And now when I refresh the page, we see that we have linked out to the CSS, and it's making our web page red, which is exactly what we've done here within the code. So this is how you attach the style sheet. And in the next lesson, we're actually going to start building out our web template.